Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and welcome back to the Advice Arena and my Skulker Rogue run. We suffered a pretty tough loss last time, probably my fault, but still a loss nonetheless. I still think this deck, though, is incredibly strong. We've got all the cards we need, pretty high average card quality, and some cool stuff happening in the late game. So I think this deck has all the tools to keep winning games, and I would be disappointed if we don't, in fact, get to 7 wins on the back of this deck. So this was, of course, our first Hearth Arena assisted draft as well. So if we do well, it's going to be a good sign for Hearth Arena. I am a big fan of Hearth Arena in general, just haven't used it in my videos. Continue to appreciate feedback in that regard. Looks like we're going to jump into game 1. Curious to see what class we get. Probably Rogue, Paladin, or Mage, because that's all we ever see. Shaman. Nice. Alright, so for mulligan's sake, definitely sending all this stuff back. Even the Skulker's too slow. We've got to make sure we get those 2 drops, 1 drops, 3 drops. A smooth early curve is, of course, key. Not the best hand I've ever seen, but some cool stuff is happening. Eviscerate and Shadow Strike will allow us to remove virtually anything in the early game. Plus, Nerubian Prophet in your opening hand means you can get this out on turn 3 as a 4/4, which is crazy, or pull off some neat turns like on turns 4 or 5 with a super cheap Nerubian Prophet, which can be a pretty high tempo play and help you swing the game. We may have to weapon up here. I don't know if we'll play the Direwolf. It just depends on what he does. If you like totems, we'll Direwolf. We could coin Shadow Strike, but it really doesn't feel very good. I think we'll just weapon and hold. Unfortunately, we just didn't draw a playable 2-drop here. Man, if that's Totem Golem, even that's actually very scary. We're probably going to have to just let it go, though. We can Nerubian Prophet. It trades sort of well. We could also Shadow Strike this. But that feels like a waste. I think we'll just Nerubian Prophet. We could also coin the Piloted Shredder. It has the potential to be good. As far as a follow-up, we could Prophet into Eviscerate next turn. It's very unlikely that that goes poorly. We do have the Corrupted Seer, though, to clean up if we held the coin until turn 5, but that feels like it's probably too late. Let's just throw this out and see what happens. Obviously, he has the potential to make some good trades, but between our weapon, Eviscerate, and the 2-mana Nerubian Prophet, I feel like we can pull together a pretty good turn. That's just such a sick curve. He had the good 2-drop. He got 5. Oh my god! What world do we live in? We need a good drop out of this. Not that, for instance. That doesn't even allow us to kill this. So that was about the worst possible outcome there. We will probably have to kill this still. We could Shadow Strike, but that won't die to it. We'll Prophet Evis here. The one problem is that if he does make the trade for the Flame Wreath into the Prophet, then we won't be able to Shadow Strike, because of course this has to be on an undamaged character. But I don't have the mana to Shadow Strike right now. So I think I have to do this just as a heal of sorts. It would be a totally different play if that had taken 2 damage and I could have just used my face weapon to kill it. Then we could have played this and saved the Eviscerate to finish off the Flame Wreath Faceless. What a sick... I'm playing mid-range Shaman right now. Good 2-drop. Tuskar Totemic into Flame Wreath Faceless. Just so sick. Arena's not fair anymore. Like, we have a great deck and that just blew us out. Shiv, Shadow Strike is a possible play. He only has 3 mana, so he may have an awkward turn here. I actually hope he goes face instead of trading. That would help us a lot. We could do 6 damage. We could actually face tank this and keep this alive. Perhaps. We could Shadow Strike, Shiv, face. It might not feel great though, because it would take 14 damage from this. We'd be at 14 health. He's gonna go face. He's gonna go face, I think. I hope he does. Yeah. I think we're gonna tank it and trade. Yeah, let's tank it. I think we don't really have a good way to spend 5 mana anyway, so. Oh man, Fan of Knives. I wish we could play you. Save some health. I think he has so many cards at this point that I have to fight for board and have to leave this. My damage is too... I'm taking too much damage. Like, I need this to... The fact that this can't attack means I can leave this laying around, even though he's going to have enough cards to last forever. We have to win tempo right now, not card advantage. This needs to kill whatever he plays next. Stormforged Axe, that's pretty good. Looks like he's going to do something to that, buff it somehow. Master of Evolution's insane. This game definitely hates me. Wow, what a play. We have to do this and freeze this one because it can trade this way. It's not like it's going to get us out of this mess, but it's the best thing we can do. Perhaps he'll face and trade. Yeah, and he got a great statted 4-drop too. Like, ugh, so many bad 4-drops in the game. Not that this is one of the best 4-drops in the game, but it's just got great stats for a 4-drop. Which is what... Oh my god! I am incredibly salty. This is so dumb. He just evolved that board. It actually got worse. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. We're back in the game. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen happen. Wow. Unfortunately, I have to make this trade, I think. If we'd drawn the backstab first, we could have backstabbed it and killed it, but... Oh, no, we couldn't have either, because it would have died. It's only 2 health minion. Okay, so I cannot take the face damage. I have to stay. Well, I literally can't, because I'd be dead to the weapon. So let's try to make this work as best we can. Unfortunately, we lost all of our stuff, but we do have backstab, we do have corrupted seer. Like, there's ways for us to contest this. I cannot believe that happened. Definite highlight material there. Oh, that's a good card, but I mean, we can't even kill it because it's gonna weapon our pit snake. But we had to play with the minion. Like, God Almighty, these turns. So we can kill this one. Play the Shadow Pan, and the Scarlet will be at 1 health functionally. But I mean, it's what we have to do. There's no other plays, right? We can't play the Kraken yet, so. Ugh, we have a chance, right? I mean, we're at 1 health. I don't think our deck has a lot of heals, or any heals, maybe. No life recovery. There's a good chance we're just dead, but yeah, Rock Biter. This was so crazy. Like, what a stupid game. That's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Tuskar into Flame Wreath into Master of Evolution into all kinds of... I cannot believe that we're 1 and 2 right now with this just ridiculous deck. But between Nexus Champion Sarad and the first loss and that... It's just ridiculous Shaman Curve. How is that guy... How are we playing him at 1 and 1? That's what I want to know. Why aren't you already 12 wins? Race that thing to 12, dude. Race that deck to 12. What a deck. I mean, we had the most ridiculous clear save and still couldn't win the game. Alright, we'll send all this back. We gotta get some 2-drops. That's really what cost us that last game. We didn't have a good 2-drop. Again, this isn't bad. I mean, 3-drops good, 4-drops amazing. Nerubian in the opening hand is pretty strong. We just need something to play. Otherwise, we could fall too far behind. I mean, we're at 1 and 2, though, so hopefully we're playing decks that do not have suitable early game curves. Who knows? That game. What a ridiculous outcome. It's really a shame we couldn't win after that crazy Fan of Knives play. That's a minion, but it's not a great one. Again, we're missing the 2-drop. This is so sad. Like, should not be happening. Scarlet Crusader's pretty good against Paladin, though, because they don't have a ping. So, hopefully she'll trade twice and get us some great value. I'd like to test that secret with my weapon, but I don't know if it's worth. I'm not going to play the Prophet yet, because the Crusader does everything I need it to do. Oh, sick. I'm really glad I made that choice. Wasted that. Totally wasted that secret. This will still be good later. The Scarlet Crusader may not be as good later. Oh, this is a fantastically terrible start for him. We're in a good spot. We have some great cards, too. So, I would almost play this if I could. But we'll just do what makes sense here. An amazing board. We're in an unlosable position currently, just with this hand. If we lose this game, there is absolutely no justice in the world. Something incredibly insane will have to happen. It's not a bad play, honestly. Not a lot of people run that. We don't honestly have a good one. I guess we'll just go ahead and do this to get the bodies out. I can pretty easily do this route too, but I won't have a lot of cards to play if I do that, so I'm happy to just take the face damage and build the board. 2 3-health minions against Paladins, usually pretty decent. It's out of Consecration range. You can Hammer of Wrath 1, but then we still have 7 damage on the board, so. Plus we have an anti, big minion play here. True Silver's the same as Hammer of Wrath, it's fine. We can freeze his face with Frost Elemental, be a pretty good play. That secret's kind of annoying, isn't it? I think I'd rather have 2 1-health guys, so we'll test for Noble Sacrifice with this one. It cost us 1 damage, but I think it's just better to have 2 guys alive at this point. We'll go ahead and play the... It's a little susceptible to mind control tech, right? But even that's not too harmful, because it'd be half his turn. It would suck if he got the 5/5. We'll have a big taunt next turn, though, and we could also betray if he mind control techs and gets a good one. But this just puts us in an unlosable position. We've got 9, 13, 16 damage. He's at 18 health. Yeah. That would have shut out the guy. We just pushed face. Alright, pretty good win. Pretty good win. So we'll go again here. This will actually be our last game of this video. Let's just go pretty quickly. But certainly not without its highlights. Jeez Louise. You don't see clears like that in Arena every day and still lose the game. So dumb. So silly. So 2 and 2, I mean, that's certainly not suitable for this deck. It needs to be a 7-win deck for sure. But at least it's not totally trashed here. Okay, that's a good 3-4 again. I'm going to pass these back and look for a 2-drop again. But I really do like these cards. The one here... Oh, the Prophet again. What a similar hand. Jeez. I don't think I want to play the Pit Snake here. I can... If I do, it either dies to his weapon or it dies to the Argent Squire. It's just not compelling. He doesn't even kill the Argent Squire because of the Divine Shield. I could coin out the weapon, but I don't have a 2 to follow it up, so we'll just pass. We may coin out the 3-drop. We may just weapon up next turn if we don't get a 2 again. It's crazy how we have not gotten any 2s. So the Scarlet Crusader is pretty terrible against this board, unlike past boards. So we'll just weapon. and look for a tempo play here in the future to help us swing the board back in our favor, because he's very unlikely not to have a 3-drop. So we may Shredder if it lines up nicely. We could a Tauren. We could even Dread Corsair, Pit Snake, something like that with the coin. Profit on its own is probably not bad. What on earth? We're playing the same game, bro. It's actually annoying. I'd like to kill this. The Scarlet Crusader's still bad. Rubian Prophet's not honestly great. The Shredder feels okay. It for sure kills the Dread Corsair and probably survives to this. The Infested Tauren just doesn't line up very well against the Dread Corsair. So we'll go ahead and play the Shredder and hope it works. And a future turn we might have a nice Dread Corsair and the Rubian Prophet high tempo play. That could be like a 4 or 5 mana play. Deadly Poison's pretty good. Need something big here. It's not bad, but it does allow Fan of Knives to do some work, so. Oh my word. I was not wrong about Fan of Knives. Jeez. So this is definitely happening. There's literally no better play in the world. The question is, do we play the Pit Snake? I think we do. Worst case, it forces a zombie Chow trade. Or burns his weapon. It extracts resources, basically. We'll probably follow it up next turn with, like, Infested Tauren to Rubian Prophet, and that does have 3 health, so if he uses the weapon here, it could make a big difference. He's going to have to kill this, because he can't play a big minion. But we're in a great spot. He's out of cards. He's healing us right now. He used the minion. Cool. He's saving his weapon charge. It's actually the right decision. Just throwing that out to... No, never mind. It will not die. We could, like, Scarlet Crusader Evis on this. He'd have to use some pretty inefficient means to kill the Scarlet Crusader. If we play the Tauren, he can weapon it and trade pretty easily. I think I like the Scarlet Crusader Evis play just a tad better than the Tauren Prophet. It just trades a little more favorably. Keeping this thing alive another turn does probably benefit him on another minion here. But again, he's just out of cards. We have so much big giant stuff. He's going to have trouble ever doing work. He decided not to force that. He wants to heal his Prophet. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Let's see. We can Dread Corsair, Prophet, Direwolf. That forces the bad trade here into the taunt, but he still has the poison, so the Dread Corsair would probably die for free to the poison. You could also Infested Tauren to Rubian Prophet, Direwolf Alpha. The Tauren would still die to the weapon, but we'd have a lot of dudes out. Let's just do that. Let's just get some bodies on the board here. I want the taunt to have the damage and this, because it's the most likely minion I'll want to kill. So it might double up my Direwolf buffs here. He can trade his face and make a good trade with the Nexteramus. Man, Betrayal's really good. We probably could have played around Betrayal a little better, but I don't know. We set the board up intentionally, so it wasn't like it was just a total error. We'll just play on curve here. The Crusher's not bad. We don't really need a taunt, but it does just lock out this minion for another turn and allows us to push face quite a bit. So here we played around Betrayal a little better. It's pretty hard with this board. Cool. Yeah, that was... He's out of cards, and he had some big stuff, so... The writing was on the wall there. There's a chance he could have let that Shade live long enough to make an impact, but I think we were just pushing for way too much damage per turn there, the way it was going. Okay, so that's actually going to wrap it up for part 2 of my Skulker Rogue. Another ridiculous, just totally insane loss, but still, this deck's good, so we are winning some games. It'll be unfortunate if we have like one more surprise loss like that stops this run a little too early in its tracks, because it does definitely deserve a better outcome that it's receiving so far. So thanks so much for watching, and until next time with part 3, game on.